A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the coffee would have done some magic. So first of all, let me take this opportunity to wish you all a very, very happy Ugadi and Cheti Chand in Sindhi, and I think in others also. It's a new year for all, heralding spring and heralding changes and heralding new wishes and positive vibes for everybody. So just like I was thinking of Ugadi today morning, I got a nice WhatsApp, with giving that it consists of jaggery, it consists of neem, it consists of a sour thing. So it says it is a combination of life, some sweet, some bitter experiences, some sour experiences. That's what life is made up of. And that reminded me of our talk today, coming to the markets. That gives you the same thing, some profits, some losses, some neutral thing somewhere. So I guess as long as sweet is slightly extra, the profits are slightly extra, I guess we shall have a nice and sweet and profitable 2015. So with that, we'll come to the main topic. That's the rise of algo trading. Now, what exactly is algo trading? First, before I get into the main topic, I just want to know from you all, how many of you all actually day trade here? Okay. And how many of you all are finding that when you all are day trading, that the volatility has increased very recently? In the last couple of years, it keeps on increasing. And how many of you all also feel that with the increasing volatility, there is a perception that this cannot be human? So you are absolutely right. We are today ushering a new technology age called the algo age, and this is something I'll come to. First of all, let me get to the disclaimer. And the disclaimer is very clear. It's purely educational, whatever we are talking today. And this all I have taken from my own experience. I've distilled it all down. I've done a lot of research on this. Whatever products I'll be talking about, it obviously doesn't mean that I vet those products and that I recommend those products, but definitely I have had some experience on those products, at least most of them. So with that disclaimer, let's move ahead. So what exactly is an algorithm? So an algorithm is basically nothing but a set of rules. We define rules for everything, and algo is used for everything possible. We don't need to, it's a yes and no for true or false sort of situation. So when we trade on the markets, we have our own internal set of rules. Is the stock moving up? When are you buying the stock normally? When there is certain momentum, right? Suddenly you see some volume picking up. Then your gut feel triggers in and you say, I see the volume build up. I see that the order book is changing. I'm finding a lot of activity happening. Chalo, let me buy, right? So that, if I put it into algo sense, I'm actually just doing that on the fly without understanding. But there are certain rules to that. Rule number 1, volume. Is the volume increasing? True or false? Like that. Rule number 2, is the rate increasing? True or false? And then what is the percentage, etc., etc. So that is how an algorithm basically is nothing but a set of instructions which you have to be giving, which will take your task of, which will clearly define your task. So now we talk about algorithmic trading or black box trading. Basically is nothing but usage of computers. When we use computers instead of our own rationale, you get into algorithmic trading. We confuse algorithmic trading with automated trading. Now see, algorithmic trading basically is meant for actually execution part of it. We use it only for execution. How do we use it for execution of the particular things where we want to slice an order, we want to place an order, or we want to set a set of rules. So what tends to happen when we are defining rules based on timing, based on price, or on any other mathematical model, that becomes automated trading. But of course, SEBI has taken both the definitions, and SEBI has put both the definitions together. What exactly are we seeing are the benefits of this? Is that whatever trading is happening today is happening in no more milliseconds. Today we have gone to microseconds, and in the US they have gone to nanoseconds. Milliseconds is 1,000 of a second, micro is 1 millionth, and nano is 1 billionth of a second. So this is the sort of speed at which things are happening. As I take you through, you will understand how things have suddenly kept on changing. So trades are executed at the best price. You don't get to see those prices on your screen. How many of you all have had that experience? Before you all know the price, It's traded. And then the price updates. You understand? So what is happening in between you putting the order and you actually getting the confirmation? A lot of things have happened. If you slice it, if I have to make it into 1/1000th of a second, 1,000th of a second, how many, if I split a second in 1,000 parts, then imagine how slow the whole thing looks. From you putting the order to you getting the execution. At the same time, what tends to happen is there's also a reduction of manual errors. We have seen some of the errors which do happen by humans, especially. It can happen because there's no automation. At one end, he is the one who's pressing it, he's holding a phone, he's taking the order and he's pressing with the other hand. There is a chance, there's a room for error. So automated trading or algorithmic trading helps in bringing down this particular part and seeing that the execution part of the orders are being done very, very systematically. At the same time, most of the algorithmic trading or automated trading is subject to back testing. So whatever strategy you have in your mind, you can actually go back, test it out over a couple of years, see how stable it is it generating alpha, is it giving you return over a period of time, and then you can put in for execution. That's not possible manually. Every day morning we come, we trade, right? And then we go back. At best, what do? Good traders do one thing. They go back, they check what trades they have done for the day and what are the reasons for them doing that trade and what is the result of that trade, so that the next time if they have to do the same trade, how can they enhance their profit? A, how they can reduce their losses. B, C, how would they avoid the trade in case it was not needed or it didn't result in any great thing. So a good trader will always go back at the end of the day, take all the trades he has done, and he will actually sit down and go one by one. Okay, the rationale for this was based on this indicator or based on this signal, etc. I took a trade, or based on the market news I took a trade, or based on whatever. And then what has been the result? Final result is also important. So backtesting of the algo is very easy here because, and plus you get very, very, there's no gut feel involved. No, it will work. There's nothing like that. When you actually do a backtest, you will find lot of times whenever you put in big amount of data, you'll find that the strategy which has been working for you now is actually giving losses in the long run. So it's not that simple. Only when you go and backtest you will come to know. So the other part is there's no psychology involved. There's no panic. The dealer doesn't get panicky while pressing the order, etc., etc. Here it's a machine. The machine takes care of it. So it becomes very, very simple. Now the greatest portion of algorithmic trading is HFT or high frequency trading, and this comprises of more than 30 to 40%, and in fact maybe as high as 60 to 70% as some people claim. The figures are not very, very clear, but in India they say that in the options market as high as 85 to 90% of the orders, that means because they keep on changing the orders, percentage of orders, not trade, are algorithmic. That's why if you are trading on options especially, how many times have you been able to get that 5